Guys, check this out, man. We've got, look, for one, shout out to TextFat, our guy Andrew, him and our guy Jack. If you don't know Jack, you don't know shit, or you just don't know Jack. He literally, I've been trying to get him over here for a couple weeks now, and this was the first week where he was like, he said, you know, I was like, he said, you gonna come today? I was like, today, but I'm like, I tell everybody, any day is good because I cook every day. And anywho, Jack, thank you for coming down. Walked him through. Jamarcus, you can sit behind the camera.
Hey, what about Stan?
Nobody cares. Now,
What they do?
Look, tell them what you think of this drink, because this is our man's best friend, one of our signature.
I tasted it, yes, I'll tell you.
Get it on camera.
Oh, shit.
Now, Stan knows what this is, so he's like,
Yeah,
okay.
this is an oldie right here.
But it's a goodie.
Yeah.
So a lot of drinks will make me want to sip, right, to appreciate it. Tell me why halfway through that first sip I went to gulp. If that don't tell you right off the bat, when it hit my tongue, it said, hello, I'm your new best friend. What do you call it, best friend?
Man's best friend.
Motherfucking man's best friend right here, yeah. Where's the dog? Let's just, tell me what you think. Does this make you feel bad?
Maestro!
This one done bark back. I like that though.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like
Like
it.
a quiet dog. Hey, but that's a good drink, isn't it?
That's a damn good
Now, Jack, if you don't mind, man, tell them who you are, what's going on, guys. Again, this is the Art of Whiskey. Our guy here, he came, this is a segment. Now, mind you, we told Luca and all of them, guys, you guys can pull up any day. I've always got food. There's no day where I can't whip 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 things together and create some magic. In this case, I think I'm making chicken frizzica or some shit like that. Luca told me what the name of it was, how to say it proper. I call it frizze, it ain't frizz. Point is, it's super good. Now, walk them through your whiskey journey, man. How you got into whiskey, you being a combat vet, etc. Jamarcus gonna capture it all.
Well, all right, so my journey with whiskey has been to relieve pain most of my life, right? Like most military people do. But after all of that and stuff, I learned to appreciate sipping a nice, good whiskey. And I thought I knew what a good whiskey was. And this ain't a sales gimmick, this is truth, man. Like, I had to learn to drink it, learn how to like palletize it, appreciate it instead of shooting it and doing all this other stuff. But then I went to the whiskey blender and I'm sitting there and I'm trying this bottle of Valor that I'll talk about in a second. But like, as I'm sitting there tasting it for the first time, right? Like you walk into the place and you can already smell the whiskey. It's beautiful. It's like this aroma, right? That and cedar and like a little barrel and stuff. But like, I come in there and I'm taking it, I'm smelling, I'm going through all the things. I'm even like trying to duplicate what I see people doing by putting only one nostril in the thing, trying to look like I know what I'm doing. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing at all. But I'm sitting there trying to look at it like, and it smelled good. And I was like, oh, okay, that's different than like, you know, Makers or whatever like that, right? And so I took a sip, and as I'm sipping it, the man, and it didn't mean to happen like this. It just happened to work out. The guy was like, yeah, it's aged like this. It's got this note in it. It's got this. It even has a wintergreen flavor. And as I did that, the wintergreen hit, and I just felt like I just spit out a skull, and I was like, I even did that. Like as I'm drinking, like it was reminiscent. I was just like, is that what a whiskey tasting is? I was like, man, I understand why people go to wine tasting. I don't like wine, so, but this is all right. But no, man, like why I even found out about this place, man. So a buddy of mine, Andy, is doing he's succeeding at doing an awesome non-for-profit called TextFat Outfitters. And what their main purpose is basically to reinvigorate the life of combat veterans. Remind them their purpose and a God-given right to feel okay in this world at its core. That's pretty much what it is. And he achieves that by taking vets, putting them out in a controlled environment where we are the beasts that we are, in the most humble, pure, relaxed way.
So it's been hard transitioning from combat to civilian life again?
Oh man, okay, so yes, it was hard. My last deployment was 2009. So most veterans will go through about a 6-year period, 4 to 6 year period of this little halo, depending on how you came back. Now I'm not talking about vets that have been blown up, injured. Their war started when they got home.
Yeah.
Because most of them, hell, some vets I know weren't even in country but a day and a half, got blown to shit and spent the next 5 years fighting for their life. Their war wasn't Iraq, it was Walter Reed, it was all these other places they were in trying to freaking survive. But like for people like me who made it out, most of us have survivor's guilt, right? And that's, I mean, I can tell you all the things and stuff like that. We made it through shit we should have made it through. We passed things that we found out later on the radio were there. We just had the grace of God and good foresight, and we just were lucky. But even that, and there was times we were blown up. There was still things like that. But like when you look standing next to an amputee person or somebody that's been through that shit, like you knew shit. That's that story shit I was telling you about. Not really having a difference of opinion, but that's what everybody gets caught up into. But anyways, this program right here, man, or that is not this one. That's a different bottle. We're gonna try you in a minute. But Valor, brother, that bottle that was made was to support a group that saved my life. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I was like sitting there with the gun in my mouth or anything like that. But the fact that I even had a trimming thought of where is my gun in the back of my neighborhood is personal stuff or whatever like that. But I was praying and sitting there thinking to myself, like, because it was once more into the breach, all the different things can't ever make it stick. And most veterans feel that and understand it. If you're watching this, I know you understand that. You're seeing. But as I'm sitting there praying, going, what do we need to do? How do we need to, like, what's my next move? Like, what's the next hustle? What's the next thing? What do I need to do? I get a phone call from a good friend of mine, Andy Chavarria, and I hadn't talked to him in a long time. But we always kept up, but like vocally on the phone, you know. So I answered and I was like, what's up, brother? Nothing's wrong, right? And he goes, hey man, I got this hunt I want you to go on. I'm doing this program and I got this thing I'm doing and I think you'd really appreciate it. My son's going with me. I want you to come out with somebody, you know, we went through all this together and stuff. And I was like, in my mind, wasn't sure if that was going to work out at home, all the different stuff, but then.
And this is somebody you was overseas with?
This is Andy. Andy, I spent.
You don't know Andy, so when you say he never met him.
Oh, my bad, brother. Okay, so yeah, Andy Chavarria, dude, this guy. My bad, man. You're supposed to be in my head, man. Plug in. Come on, man. No. But no, man. Andy and I met when we were. Man, it's 20 years ago. And who we were and who we are. It's funny. But that's my boy, man. That's my brother, man. That man has been with me through it all. We got blown up in Iraq together in a place where
when you say you got blown up, you don't have any body parts missing. So explain to the people what you mean.
There's some scars back there from shrapnel. There's some dead spots and whatever like that. But that was. Ain't it funny how the shit in life comes at you from behind instead of directly in front of you? You think it's coming when you're like,
I'm ready.
No. Man, we were in a little town called Mortaritaville. No, Balad, Iraq. There's a base called LSA Anaconda. At least that's what it used to be called. I know it's Air Base Balad now. I don't know. They change names all the time. Who knows? Yeah. But basically, that place was mortared like 15, 16 times a day. And now the base is big, right? So it's not like we were like, oh no, where's the mortar? Oh, all that bullshit. No, it was more like sirens went off all the time. Sometimes an explosion happened. We were there for a year and a half, man. So after the first like fucking 20 days, you just kind of just say,
get used to it. It's normal.
It's no different than living in the country and moving to the city and you're not used to traffic, so it's intimidating. But after a while, it's just fucking traffic. You start getting pissed off. Like, man, you messed my day up for why?
Yeah.
Like, why? I had to go in a bunker for what? So you don't even go into bunkers after a while, man. You're just like, whatever, man. If I die, I die. It's my time.
Or if you go from the city to the country, you hear people shooting, you don't think anything of it.
Right.
When I first moved out there, it was like, oh, people shooting. Oh, I need to pay attention. Oh, that's normal.
No, that's just normal.
Yeah.
Old boy just decided, get his rocks off real quick. Fuck it, right. Yep. And then, but then here's the weird flip side, right? You come back, and all of a sudden you miss shit. You miss that.
Because you got so used to it.
Or, for instance, like I came back and I worked at a Home Depot. I mean, remind you, that was my first appointment, I was 19. So I came back, like, I mean, yeah, I got all this life experience, but I'm still 19, 20-year-old walking in the door like, who fuck, right? A pallet actually fell down while I was talking to a customer on the aisle on the other side of me. When that thing hit, I grabbed him and fell to the ground and covered him. I heard a bomb. And of course, the moment I'm on the ground, I realize what I just did. And he's like, what the fuck, bro? And I'm like, of course, I get up and I'm 6 foot fucking 2, dude. I'm a big guy, right? So like, I stand up and I'm like, bro, I'm sorry, man. And I do this because I try to humble myself to the weakest moment I possibly do because I don't want you to think I'm a threat at all. And that's the only way I know as a big man to like seem weak. And I did that and I was like, brother, I'm sorry and stuff like that. I went to walk away. He's like, no, you protected me. Why? And I told him what I was. Well, that actually ended up going into a whole other thing with a reporter and stuff, and that's why I figured out that the news is bullshit. That's a whole other story. No, I did this whole freaking interview about like with this lady from Austin, and about what it was like to be home for the holidays, right? And then it ended up getting twisted to a PTSD thing because it was this like little tiny clip in this whole thing, right? All the dumb shit, right?
Fucking TV,
right? Shit.
Yeah, like
protect your lows. You like,
yeah, right, yeah. It was Army, brother. Do not disrespect me. No offense to the Marines by any stretch of the imagination, but I peed my own urinal, so I'm good. The Marines just left. And I also like to color with my crayons. They're not an appetizer.
Oh,
So y'all don't get that joke, but they did. I promise
know.
you. But anyways, no. But no, man, Valor's been the coolest, or this whole program, man. Being able to go out there in the woods, or not for us, it wasn't the woods, but like, so in civilian life, the biggest thing that happens to us, and the hardest thing I think that ever happens to anybody when they come home, is the suffocating of the monster you became.
Because you can't be that anymore.
Fuck no. But you don't know how to let that go, because what if you need it? That's like being a fucking guard, or being, I mean, no different than being a police officer, being a fucking father, being a brother, being a big brother, being a best friend. If you have somebody you're protecting, and you've had to become, because life has put these things in your path to become a monster, but you have a good heart, then is your design to be a monster or to be the monster to monsters? Now, it's flirting with that level and trying to figure out what your place is, so that it's not just a drunk, dumb fucking veteran that's being an asshole, clipping a wise guy just to get his rocks off and feel okay.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of us go into. We have this purpose, this hope, this design, but no direction. And,
Now look, now, simply put, man's best friend is a smacker drink.
This is a good drink.
Jack just told us that it's been how long since you just sat down with friends and you had some, just pause for a second?
Like this? To sit down and pause, 6 years.
That's a minute.
Guys,
Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. Besides the hunt. Besides that hunt with this, yeah, 6 years.
God's own go. But I would tell you, man,
It's all right.
I'm learning the importance of friends and family, and then providing a space where people could just take a deep breath, peace, quiet, be around animals if they even so choose, and even more importantly, become who they're supposed to be as they transition to success. He's had a few transitions: child, kid, combat vet, father, husband, business owner. So many things. We're gonna get to it on the podcast, so I don't want to harbor here too long because Stan is stuck around because, again, he's watched me do everything I said I was going to do and been a part of a lot of good things that I've started and seen firsthand what work can do for you, especially if you're with the right people doing the right things. This guy,
That's the most important thing, is being with the right people doing the right thing.
You're the 5 people you spend your time around. Don't make any of those be a fucking anchor.
there you go, man. And again, you can't thank him enough for stopping by, making him some food. I'll finish this out with giving him some of that food that's I know we're going to be slapping.
I'm pretty excited. If I can't spell it, it must be good.
It is. It is good. Trust me, I made it the other day. I was like, oh wow, this is good.
We gotta do this again. And usually the second time you make something is better than the first.
I'm excited.
That's because I figured out the tricks. I was like, oh, that's how you improve this thing. And I'm making it get on Monday because I'm like, I think Jamarcus or somebody says, hey, do you ever think about doing high-end food for everybody? I was like, can I batch make something that's good? I was like, yeah, I can do that. This is a bigger sauce. And anywho, guys, keep it whiskey. Thank you for trying the whiskey. Shout out to Tex Vet Outfitters because they, again, have an amazing bottle that we dropped at the blendery called Valor. He got to try it. He'll be getting in one of his own. I'm going to do a podcast with him. I'll post on both platforms. But most importantly, man, we thank him for his service and keeping all of us safe. And even the truth he shared off camera, and he's going to get on camera and share some of that truth because I never heard it that way. You go, oh. Now it makes sense, guys. Keep it whiskey.
And shout out to Jamarcus for making these drinks.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Yes, sir. My pleasure.